If I had a penny, no, make it a quid, for each historical deed that was did, every deed that was done with each rise of the sun, I'd pass it on to every daughter and son. You might have never thought about this, or maybe you've even talked about this, but place names in England's northwest are stranger than you'd ever have guessed. There's Liverpool, like a pool of liver. The very thought just makes me shiver. But one of the strangest names you'll hear is Knowsley, which brings us all much cheer. In the lands of the families Latham Stanley, later known as the Earls of Derby, residing in their vast estate Knowsley Hall, and the manors of Tarbuck, Huyton and Roby. The rocket train raced through the heart of Knowsley, through Huyton to Manchester quite speedily, launching way back in the year 1830, when gents would bow and ladies would curtsy. To the shipping canal on the land by the Mersey, where some folks say birthday, while others say birthday. You'll see us in Knowsley, the lofty, the earthy, the laid back, the perky, from earls to the worky. Back in the day, in times of old, the area was known for mining coal, with the Tushingham brickworks in 1890. Such history can't be taken lightly. The land is now part of the park, named Stapp Moors, named after our twin German town, of course. One of the borough's 67 green spaces, enlightening our hearts, putting smiles on our faces. Home to Prescott Cables FC, with the training grounds for both the L and the E. Huyton boys made football history, winning the English Schools FA Trophy. And Alan Bleasdale wasn't just a writer. As the team's manager, he was a fighter. Writers Phil Redmond and Willie Russell, John Conte and Paul Hodkinson brandishing muscle. Raised in Prescott, Sylvia Gore took a decisive kick and she stood tall with the first ever women's goal in English football, pioneering a movement of women in sport. While Bert Trautmann wouldn't let anyone score. The goalie from Germany, who would have thought? He was locked up in Huyton when caught in the war. You might think it's a myth, but it's all true for sure. For many sports legends, Knowsley was home. Katrina Johnson-Thompson holding her own. Stephen Gerrard, Peter Reid, Steve McMahon, kicking footballs from Whiston to Canny Farm. Phil Thompson, Leighton Baines and Alan Stubbs, the ones you watch on TV in the pubs. Knowsley L&C Park's home to the velodrome, where the BMX stunts leave all our minds blown. Tour of Britain 2012 to 13, travel through Knowsley to hear the crowd scream. As the cyclists zipped and whiplashed past, blink and you'll miss them, they went so fast. Home to England's oldest municipal golf course at Bowring Park. Look out for flying golf balls. We house the UK's first Special Olympics, so many momentous moments. Take your pick. With Act for Action for child self-expression, where our voices are heard and we leave our impression. At the second largest business park in the Northwest, we pause and we cheer to say Knowsley's the best. Resting in Halewood, a most famous war veteran. From the First World War, we all have a debt to them. Seeing action in the battles of Ypres and the Somme, Blackie the Warhorse, his name lives on. The murals that William George Mitchell designed raise the profile of Kirby. Artist Christopher Wood was also born in Knowsley. So come over, chill, and have a mosey. The Owl and the Pussycat in a green boat. Oh, those famous words that Edward Lear once wrote. He had so many poems and stories to quote that if you recite them, it dries up your throat. Animals, animals, all running round, making some scary and wonderful sounds. You'll hear them from morning until it gets dark, and you'll see them here at Knowsley Safari Park. Knowsley is home to Shakespeare North Playhouse, where some actors speak posh and others speak Scouse. One of the UK's 3 such dedicated spaces, where we travel while seated throughout time and places. The musical borough of LCR, with so many talented superstars. To Pow's Carol Decker, the Lars Mathers brothers, The Farm and China Crisis on record covers, the Swinging Blue Jeans, Space, Mel C, and Dave McCabe, who brought the world Valerie. Most people think the 5th Beatles are myths, but he was schooled here in Prescott, Stuart Sutcliffe. He met John Lennon at the College of Art. Imagine them walking through here with their guitars. Prescott's Parish Church, Also known as St Mary's. So much nature around, you'll think you've seen fairies, like those in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, written for the marriage of the Earl of Derby. Actor Rex Harrison, born in Huyton. You might get excited. We say it's exciting. Sue Johnston, Craig Charles, Andrew Schofield. So much talent around that you'll think it's unreal. Don't miss out Stephen Graham and Margie Clark, and the factory building those Jaguar cars. Meanwhile, Kirby Gallery housed the Degas. Like a clear night sky, there are so many stars. Ain't Knowsley special, eh? Isn't it great? We want to live in a space where there's no hate. We want to be someone who supports our mates, where community builds up the state of our fate. Now we know that a borough can't slice and eat cake, but the people will sort it, make no mistake. We want to live in a place that instills pride, in judging folk not by their looks, but inside. We love living here every week, month and year, so let's wish Knowsley all the best. Everyone cheer. If I had a penny, no, make it a quid. For each historical deed that was did, every deed that was done with each rise of the sun, I'd pass it on to every daughter and son. Let's value our lives with hearts of gold, from the timid to the bold, from the young to the old. By faith and industry, let our story be told. Happy birthday, Knowsley, you're 50 years old.